Top of the morning, Dan. Not hearing any audio from you, Dan. You're muted.
Morning, Jason. How are you, sir?
Good. Pissed off at Pearson View, but I'm good.
On there?
Still the same stuff. I gave them all the documentation and then the approval letter to take the test or whatever from Proctor. And they said because the date was barely cut off on the email, it's not acceptable. So I have to get another one from them, and it just pisses me off. All the runaround that they give me.
Yeah, they're just making sure that people aren't trying to scoot the system. Sucks, but
I need to get licensed. I'm ready to get out there.
Yeah, you're right there,
bro. Wifey says we're getting broke.
We will get there soon too. And you've got deals lined up, man. I'm going to help you hit the ground running. Well, you're kind of already running. We're just got to get you chains off.
That's what I feel like. I'm in a treadmill, good, running, but I'm nowhere.
You're not moving anywhere, right?
Uh-oh. What's been going on with these the Zoom calls? Seems like the attendance is very low lately.
It's the links are being a pain in the ass.
Morning, Robin.
Good morning, Jason. Morning, Dan. Larry.
I'm sending out a text to the company. So.
How much weight you down now, Dan?
Probably none. I just trim my beard.
I'm down 18 or 20 pounds right now.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Adriana.
Morning.
I will have to disembark shortly because I have, as you can tell, I am not in my office or my house. I am here awaiting a client so I can hand them her new keys.
Nice.
So I'm doing a favor for the listing agents and picking up lock boxes too. So hopefully soon they'll be here, but this was a good close friend of mine who's going through a divorce. It was literally the worst USAA transaction I have ever been through. And it couldn't have happened to a worse potential time because we needed it just to go smooth and it didn't. So, however, we closed on time and she's happy. And I bought her a bottle of tequila because, well, why not? I think she's going to need it. I typically don't buy bottles of tequila for people, but I figured this might be one of those situations where we need to do something special.
Special case.
Special cases. So, how was everyone's morning? It is Thursday. It is Teal Thursday, just for me. Not a real thing. I just happen to wear this shirt on Thursdays because it's the only one that's usually clean. I do laundry on Thursdays. Adriana, I want you to share a little bit of what you told me this morning because that was just amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna do it while I drive my little one to preschool, okay?
Okay, you don't have to look at the camera while you're driving. I mean, you're driving.
No, that's okay. So I am trying to overcome one of my fears of talking on the phone. I am a text person. But anyways, long story short, if I want to be good at this, I have to do it. So I called 17 people yesterday. And 9 people answered the phone, and they were excited actually. And people told me, thank you for calling and, wishing me luck and all that. But I got more excited about their excitement that I called that I guess people don't call anymore. So it's so strange.
And how did it feel when they told you that?
It gave me a huge smile and clearly helped my confidence. and it's easier to do it with someone that you already know they like you. So I think I'm more prepared today. Yesterday I called 17 people. Today I want to call 20 people. I have a little bit of catching up to do, so I'm going to get it done.
That a girl. I love hearing that. Where do you think that confidence is coming from?
Clearly attending all the training and, if I did this, it's because I really want it. So I practice, and other people have done it, and I have been through harder and more difficult things than talking on the phone. So it shouldn't be that hard,
Correct. I like it. Just got to do it. Good morning, Miss Benson. How
So
are you?
Adriana, when do you want to get your 20 in by?
Good morning. How are you?
Sorry, Jason, I couldn't hear your question.
By what time are you expecting to get your 20 calls in?
Oh, so I have a full load right now. So basically, I have a homeschooler. I have one that I have to drop off in the morning. I still have a full-time job, which is virtual, but it's still a full-time job. So yesterday, I did my 17 calls from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Before my daughter's soccer practice. So today, I'm going to do the same from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. before we go to soccer practice.
I love it. Thank you, Jason. That's a great question. If you're going to set a goal, we need to make it time bound. We need to have an expectation of completion. When are we going to do it by? How's that going to look? So this is how you I'm sketchy out because all the neighbors are starting to leave. So I know
All
I'm
right.
parked in front of somebody's house.
So you guys have a good day. I'm going to start driving now. Bye-bye.
Okay. Drive safe. Good morning, Miss Renee. Good morning, Cindy. How are you?
Good.
I believe you. The confidence was just Good morning, Mara.
Morning. Sorry, that's me. Oh.
No. You got yours too. All right. Well, let's continue on the conversations. What are we working on today that we can really use a boost of confidence, a boost of, skills, tips, and tricks? This is what this is all about. Good morning, Annette. Do you guys like that you can click on the link now and it just goes right in, no password? Next time you see her, thank her for that. She worked all day yesterday trying to get private rooms set up and the links on 1KWSA fixed. So,
What's different? What happened?
for the last couple of weeks, where you have abandoned us, you have to put in passwords or wait for a meeting room. It's been a pain in the ass, and the passwords changed all the time. So,
Sorry, I've been dealing with family issues.
no, don't apologize. Family first. It's on our wall. God, family, and then business. Well, I know that you guys had an interesting situation on an appraisal. How's that going?
You talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think we've heard back. We didn't come back, and they called the lender, screaming at the lender. Lender almost fired him. I'm ready to fire him. Like, Robin, you can take this whole thing. I'm done with these people.
No, we got to get through difficult ones, and I like to tell this.
I do this for thank God for Robin, because I do this all the time. We go through this, and I'm like, oh my God, and then it's like, okay, I can deal this. It's like, poor thing. She's just like my venting post. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate you. But this morning, now I'm fine. It's like, okay, it's understandably they're upset. We'll figure this out.
It's all having partnership. You need to be able to, balance. If you need a second ear, that's what we're here for. I've had a few agents call me up I need your opinion. Okay. Yeah. That's a dangerous thing to ask me, but okay. But the thing is just being able to bounce those ideas, get it off your vest. I call it puking. Once you puke out all that you got to get out, you just spew it out, you feel better. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm good.
Well, it also frees up your mind. The other thing is now I'm just like, so now I just need to free up my mind enough to figure out, okay, so if the seller does not accept the new change, how do we deal with that? I'm not sure I'm quite ready to deal with the clients if that happens yet.
And this is where we have that conversation. That's why I want to bring the scripting around this morning, because I know that someone else is going to run into it. In the event that you have a buyer, you're the buyer's agent, and you need closing costs on the deal, and the appraisal comes in light. How do you handle that situation? How would you handle that situation? Anyone with experience with it?
I mean, it happened before with me and it was fine.
How do you
Well,
contact?
they didn't need the closing costs though.
And what was that, Renee?
I didn't know if they had contacted the listing agent yet.
Yeah.
Well, the listing agent is the seller.
One and the same, huh?
hmm
Oh,
Well,
that
yeah,
makes-
but I didn't know if you told them that it didn't appraise.
Well, so she
Okay.
got the email also that it didn't appraise, but I haven't been able to reach her on the phone yet, but I did send over an addendum adjusting the purchase price to the appraised value. So I kind of she didn't call back last night, and so I was letting her sit with it, and I have to follow up today. But the real challenge is, so it appraised for what her list price was, but we needed 5,000 over to get the buyer closing costs.
Oh.
And she had objected in the beginning to that, but I kind of talked her into it and she accepted our offer. So now it's hard.
Do you have the option to show comps to get it to appraise higher?
I don't think that's actually going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
On the one that we got the other day, that was one of the options that they gave us. So
No, we weren't given any options.
VA loan?
mine.
Honestly, we took a gamble. We comped it out and it was pretty close to price. So we kind of gambled with that.
Yeah. But that's the thing, is we need to have a conversation with the buyers and tell them, listen, these are the three options. Either they reduce the price and we move forward, or you find somebody to lend 5,000, or they reduce the price and keep the deal together. They reduce the price and take away the $5,000 in closing costs, and you need to find somebody to help get that as a gift, or we cancel the contract and you're out your earnest money. You're out your appraisal money and inspection money. And that's the gamble we take on these deals, is we're asking for overages and we're asking for a little bit of help. And I don't know why the appraisals are like, nah, it's worth $270. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's a good situation, but always pick up the phone, call the listing agent. Like I told Robin yesterday, she called me up and I was like, hey, just call her and don't ask, hey, are we going to keep the closing costs in there? Come from a point of confidence and just assume, hey, the appraisal came in. We are a bit light. I just sent you over an addendum to adjust the sales price to match the appraisal value. We look forward to closing this deal up. Nothing in there about, and then how does this sound? Hey, the appraisal came in a little light. We're $5,000 off. Are we still able to keep the closing costs in there? I'm going to send you over an addendum. There's a weakness in that. But when you come from confidence in that sense, like, hey, the appraisal came in a little light. I sent you over an addendum right now with both, and an email with the addendum, with the appraisal, and an addendum to change the sales price to match the appraisal. Look forward to closing this deal up soon.
But Dan, I knew that what 260 was the correct price, and you got me to agree to add this $5,000 seller concession, but that does not work with this deal.
It doesn't, and my buyers aren't able to close a deal without it. Now, the ball's in your court. Do you want us to cancel the deal?
Right. We don't want to cancel the deal.
Yeah, do you want us to cancel the deal? Do you want to go back on market and start all over again and now deal with the fact that you have a value on the house that's at that number?
I knew that was my,
Right around the corner.
What was that, Amber?
I don't understand that, Larry, what you just said.
Going back on market right now, knowing that your value is 260. That's dead set number. Like there is no change.
Yeah, there's an appraisal. There's an appraisal in file now that says the house is worth X, and it's whatever. So
No matter what, they're not going to give
wanted 260, and that's what we were giving her, but now essentially we're going to be giving her 255. So she could get 260 from somebody else.
If
She's
you-
got a mortgage.
I'm right.
Well, she also has the deal with her mother trying to get out to deal with that. And, you know,
I say, what's the motivation?
yeah. Bring it back to, you know, I guess we could bring it back to that, you know, why did you want to do this? Because, you know, do you really want to go through another deal when trying to manage your 95-year-old mother and all of that stuff?
Hey guys, I gotta jump off. Continue on.
Okay, bye, Big Dan. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Love you all.
I think he's frozen up. His thing.
Yeah, he's kind of in a little bit of a dead spot. I think he'll probably disappear here shortly. Well, that was pretty okay. There he goes. But yeah, and Amber, what I was saying, do you want to start all over with the process, which means, you know, putting the house back on the market, starting, you know, showing it again, So, you know, it comes down to, you know, is it worth it to try and get another 5,000 to lose all this time and deal with a 95-year-old mom, deal with your mom, You know, your goal was to get her moved out or whatever that change is. Yeah, exactly. Back to motivation.
How long was it on market for?
A day, no
Oh,
day.
okay, so it wasn't like a long one.
And it took her 19, well, they lived there for 19 years, and it took her a whole year to decide to put it on the market. It's a beautiful house.
Well, and the other thing is she's the seller, she's the homeowner and the listing agent, but she hasn't practiced real estate in 5 years. And they're older, and all of this electronic stuff has been a big challenge for her. So she may not even want to go back through all of this.
That's true.
I mean, getting her to sign the contract stuff has been fun for Robin.
Terrible.
So, I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm feeling positive about it today, not so much yesterday, but today I'm feeling a lot more positive. I'm just like, what if she says no? Then we got to think through that. But
Can the sellers come up or the buyers come up with anything for closing costs?
so the problem is that they're buying down a point on the thing. And what was the other thing, Robin, that I told you they were doing? They're doing something else. So they've got the money for all of that, but he yelled at the lender and was like, I don't know about you, but, you know, it may be easy for you to come up with this money. And the lender called me furious. I'm just like, oh my God. So I had to calm down the vendor. So it was just, or not the vendor, the lender.
Mortgage insurance, right?
Yeah, he was paying down the mortgage insurance. That's what it was. So he's got $8,000 in that.
They're mad at us, the buyer's mad at us that the $5,000 the seller was giving doesn't cover the closing costs, and they say we didn't explain that properly.
Well, I mean, closing costs are 3 to 5% normally, so.
And we did tell them that, but.
We
it's
told
just-
them they're just looking for someone to blame and to be upset, and they got big shoulders, I guess.
Well, I mean, if the sellers are gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna go back on market, then you can just tell the buyers, well, if you can't come up with the money, then we need to keep looking. I know it doesn't sound ideal, but I mean, maybe they'll be willing to put up the money if you're like, yeah, the listing agent's just gonna put it back on the market since it was only on the market for a day. Like,
Yeah, so it's an interesting.
yeah, it sounds like an interesting dynamic.
This is the one that we've talked about before. We also have the sister involved, and
Yeah, Robin told me about that one.
it's a nightmare. So I'm like, this is not worth the money. You can have it. I'm like, I'm only getting, it's like, Robin and I think we're working for free at this point.
We're just gonna cry if we have to look for other houses. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. There's another point. Is it worth $5,000 to go out and start trying to find another house in this market where there is no inventory?
Right.
I mean, it's really tough to make that statement.
Well, what I try to tell them is getting a contract with sellers concessions right now is pretty much a miracle. I mean,
Yeah.
we did a great job for them, but they're not seeing that. So
Well, of course, sellers always just see dollars, but
we're buyers.
It's,
Mr.
yeah,
Buyers.
I don't know about that, both actually, but
Yeah.
you know, being able to kind of present it in, okay, well, let's take a look at where we are, and let's take a look at the things that are affecting the situation, and spell out, you know, all the things I've talked about. Yes, we have a $5,000 gap here. However, not completing this deal means, and start listing all of those things, and just, you know, in just a very casual, straightforward, black and white way. You have to put the house back on the market. It's going to be another 3 or 30-day process. You were looking to move your mother. There's hardly any inventory out there on the market right now. Yes, it's disappointing that this has come along, but none of us saw this appraisal coming in at a lower number. We all felt comfortable with where it was. So this is a surprise to all of us. This is what you're looking at in the black and white. It's, the decision needs to be made. Is it worth closing this deal and moving forward, or is it worth going back and starting all over again?
Yeah.
So again, it's just that, what do you want to say, kind of that friendly way, or friendship type of conversation. I know this is a difficult, and again, set it up with the empathy thing. I know this is a difficult thing to have to sit and decide on when we're looking at a $5,000 figure, but let's look at everything else that's tied to this. And then one by one, piecemeal it out in an organized manner, and all of a sudden it starts to make a whole lot more sense because of all the negatives with having to start over and all those things we just talked about, and anything else you can throw into that list. And you might even actually write it out so that when you're either having the conversation or if you email that, or just write it as an email, then make the phone call, have the conversation, just say, I'm just going to send this to you as an email. I'm literally reading an email I was going to send to you, but I decided it would be better to do it in conversation. But then documenting all of this and letting them see it in black and white is yet another layer of making the point. So, here's what I've said. I've literally wrote this as an email. I'm going to go ahead and send this to you so you can look at this again on your own time. But this is quite a list of things that are, not such a rosy picture if we cancel this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
All right, what else? Anybody else got something going on? I just, I'm not bragging, but it was nice to wake up this morning and see my latest commission check clear the bank.
I got one yesterday too.
Right on. Yeah.
I think we had a closing yesterday too, so I think I have another one today.
Happy Thursday.
Minimal amount, but hey. So
happy Thursday. That feels like a Friday.
I know. I have closing tomorrow too. I have a final walkthrough tonight, closing tomorrow, and then I actually have one VA loan that we're dealing with appraisal issues with that could potentially close any day now. So I have a lot in the pipeline right now.
Yeah, well, those, we've talked a little bit before. I've made this statement before, and I'll say it again because it's worth repeating at times. Going into any deal or starting to work with any client, hope for the best, but expect the worst. I have a $500,000 buyer walked into an open house with them. It's a house they wanted to see. It checked all the boxes, had views, great house, perfect square footage for what they were going to do, so on and so forth. And we get down to, they're shaking their heads. The daughter was along with them that's going to be living in the house with them. And he's, all like, yeah, this can work. This could really work. And we're excited. This is exactly what we're looking for. And then they said, so it's a 3-car garage. And the owner says, well, yeah, you just have to understand that you can't park any cars in the driveway. And my client's like, what? And he says, it's a 3-car garage, and the driveway is long enough. It's 3 lanes wide, and it's long enough to the street that you could literally put 3 cars nose to tail. In other words, on this driveway, you could park 9 vehicles as well as 3 in the garage. And she said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. The HOA prohibits you from parking in your driveway. You
I
must
read
park
that
in
in
your
a
garage."
listing the other day.
Yep.
I wonder if it was the same one. I think
No,
this one was only this one was the one that I saw was 2-car garage, but the there was 2 garages. There was 2 1-car garages, but nobody could park in the driveway.
Yep. It's up on it's Rancho Cancion West over, or east rather, over off of Escalante. Yeah, nobody can park their cars in their driveway. They have to park in the garage. And my buyer has 5 cars and he's not willing to give 2 of them up. $500,000 deal scrapped because you can't park cars in the driveway.
Wow.
How insane is that?
It's ridiculous.
That's why I hate HOAs.
And yeah, so I have this $500,000 buyer. I've sent them 10 homes now. They're kind of particular about the floor plan, the layout, and they want views. So of course, half of the home, or 3/4 of the homes, don't have very much for views. They're either in neighborhoods that are tract homes, even though they're larger, stuff like that. So I'm sitting there going, I got, have a $500,000 deal. These people are absolutely ready. They can buy the house without having to sell their existing house, and can't find a house for them.
That's frustrating.
So again, it's just one of that, you hope for the best, but plan for the worst. And now every time we go look, or every time he sees a house, we'll call the HOA and see if you can park in the driveway.
Wow.
I had an interesting conversation last night that I want to share. It's uplifting. I had called a lead that, and Saturday, and he's like, I don't know, why you're calling me. I didn't request this, blah, blah, blah. So I got on my lead source agency and said, why are you doing this to me? I could do this. I could go to the Yellow Pages and just go down the line and go, hey, you want to sell your house? You want to buy your house? And that's not why I'm paying you. I don't want to do that. So they apologized. Well, the guy called me back yesterday and goes, I'm just calling this number because this number called me Saturday. I'm like, yes, sir. I talked to you and I apologized. I'm telling you who I was. And, I had, called you because my lead source said you were interested in buying a home. No. Oh, now I remember. Oh, yes. Oh, Saturday I got, I think I had 10 different agents call me. I said, well, I'm so sorry. I said, I pay them because I don't like making cold calls and I'm very sorry. Well, he was like, well, that's all right. You sound like a nice enough person, and I said, well, I will make sure I never call you again. Well, you know what? After I talked to you Saturday, I've been kind of thinking, I might like to do an investment deal. I'm like, okay, well, I'd be happy to help you. He goes, no, I'm just thinking out loud. I said, that's okay. We all like to think out loud. I'm listening. I'm not going to tell anybody else. Y'all close your ears. Anyway, so it was, he was a real sweet elderly gentleman, and now he's looking at maybe buying a duplex and living in half and renting the other half out or something. And
well, get him a little more excited about it. Go buy a copy of the book Hold and deliver it to him.
Yeah, that's actually what I've been doing. I've been buying the copies, and I'm giving them to each of my investors, and they really appreciate it.
Which book?
Hold, the Keller Williams book Hold. Yeah.
It's the one that's got all were you on the call or the meeting when they were talking about that whole investment plan, how over time you buy a house. Anyway, it's the whole investment thing that's in the book Hold. It's got all the formulas and all the info on how to do it.
Yeah, they got Flip and they got Hold. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this one. So.
Okay. I have somebody who will be interested in that book. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great. And I just buy a copy and I sign a little note in it and give it to each of my investors, and they really appreciate it. So then I have another investor I'm going to give the Flip book to because he just wants to flip houses. So anyway, so it was very uplifting. I was ready to hang up a couple times, and he was like, well, wait a minute. So
that's good.
Because he saw I wasn't trying to bother him, and then he turned it around and like, well, would you mind helping me? Like, oh, I wouldn't mind at all. So I just said, I'm gonna send you my email and you think it over. And then I said, oh, by the way, are you gonna be paying cash or are you looking for a lender? No, I'll probably borrow the money. I'm like, all right, well, I'll send you a couple names of lenders and you talk to your local bank and see who can give you the best deals. So and I put all that in the email and he was very appreciative. And then he goes, well, now I'm getting excited about maybe buying something. And Saturday it was like,
So you're gonna sell this
"Don't
guy
bother me
5
again."
houses just by being nice and respectful, and
Yeah.
it's
So
awesome.
it was funny. So
Yeah, I love those stories. Just remember, every time you get a wrong number, turn it into a lead. You know, I'm sorry, I have the wrong number. Do you really? Are you sure? My name's Larry. I'm a real estate agent. Know anybody looking to buy or sell? I mean, they're so stunned that you come after them that they're like, well, not really at the moment. I was right. We'll just remember. We gotta, if you need somewhere this week, you're going to hear somebody talking about buying or selling a house. So when you hear that, keep me in mind. Here's, and then the rest of this. I try to turn every wrong number call I get into a conversation about real estate.
wow, that's brave, Larry. Yeah.
Well, I get, what you cemented that with me, just, the one again in my mind, the last time you talked about the one guy that he hung up on you and you called him back.
Yeah, that was Al.
Hey guys, I have an 8:30 meeting. Gotta go.
Okay, all right, bye. Yeah, that was Al. I'm still working with him. He's a delightful man. We're actually become friends now, so that was amazing.
Yeah. Those things can happen every day. Walking through Home Depot, I saw a guy, was looking at something. He had 2 things in his hand. I said, which one are you stuck on something? He goes, do you work here? I said, no, but I deal with house stuff. I'm a real estate agent. That turned into a whole conversation right in the middle of Home Depot. So, there are opportunities. We always talk about the opportunities are all around you. It's just start a conversation with someone about stuff. I was getting a soda at Quick Mart, and there's a lady standing there, and she said something. And again, I don't recall the conversation, but she said something that was a door opener. And I just said, oh yeah, I'm just, I had my name tag on. That's what it was. And I said, yeah, I'm just getting ready to go do an open house, stuff like that. Oh, you're a house, or you're a realtor? And I said, yeah. She goes, I've been thinking about trying to buy. I'm getting tired of renting. Turned into a whole conversation. Gave her the card, all that stuff.
I think what people appreciate, what I'm finding, because I'm new, just like all you guys, is people can sense your if you're genuine and can sense your heart. They can smell a salesperson a mile away. So when you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to call you. I can't believe this agency I'm paying to give me leads is giving me, this is frustrating. I am so sorry. And they can feel that I was outraged at my agency, and I felt bad that this guy's like, I've got 10 calls today. You people are driving me crazy. So, I felt bad for him because I've had telemarketers call and it's not fun. And so I think by him realizing, I've generally felt bad for him, and that's what struck a chord. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Strike a chord. And again, that it's sometimes you have to lead with the questions, asking them things about them and their day, and not exposing that you're a real estate agent, and see if they say anything that opens that door. I've had plenty of conversations where it's just been, all right, well, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Have yourself a good day. Sometimes you can just sense it. It's not time to do the sales pitch.
Right.
But, when the door opens, or it's that, easy conversation, or someone says good morning, and sometimes that's all it takes. They say, well, good morning to you too. How's your day going? Oh, it's starting out great. But how about yours? That's that thing. I'm getting ready to go do my open house. And the rest of it goes down the real estate path.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, everybody. 8:32. Go out and make it a great day. It's Thursday, even though it feels like a Friday. But congrats. Where'd she go? Oh, she's gone. Oh, there you are. Congrats, Renee, on today and tomorrow. Closing today, closing tomorrow, you said?
I had one close. Yeah, I think we had one close yesterday. And then I have one closing tomorrow for sure. And then I have a second one that is any day now. We're hoping for tomorrow, but the VA appraisal process has not been fun for this buyer. So we're looking at probably next week for that one.
Well, it's not a bad thing to have 3 closing within a week. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Very nicely done. That's good hustle. All right, everybody. Go make it a great day. We'll see you all tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys. Have
And
fun.
then there's Command Like a Boss today. I'm not sure what the topic is. 1 o'clock with Jesse Rojas, if you care to jump in.
I think Tracy's also doing an open house thing on Ignite this morning.
Yes, yes.
That's right. Jesse is the instructor for Ignite, the Ignite class. No, it's Tracy Castell.
Tracy's doing the open house, yeah.
He did
Yeah.
it. His was really good. During the last Ignite one.
He
Yeah.
he has the whole open house thing down to where I just admire the hell out of how he does what he does. He's really got it locked down. That's a good one if you want, even if you just jump in for part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, his was because I do a lot for my open houses, but he had some ideas that I had never even thought of. So
That was good stuff if you want to get a good open house review.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Is there a different password for that command class? Because I tried last week to put compliance in and
it got last week was messed up. It should be fixed now though. They got it fixed on Tuesday.
perfect. Because I kept
So-
trying and I gave up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was an internal issue.
Yeah, one of the things Dan said this for right off the top this morning is Heather spent most of the day yesterday cleaning up all of that stuff that's in our Zoom classes, passwords and things like that. And remember the default password, if nothing works, 1KWSA in caps.
I tried that too. I tried
Yeah, no, that.
caps, one, no one, compliance, lowercase, uppercase. I tried everything.
Yeah, no, last week was just, was scrapped, but
I just maybe I had the wrong password. So
no,
No,
Tuesday.
it was.
is it compliance then? There's supposed to be a password, or there won't be a password now since this one didn't have one.
If you just go through it and see what happens, it may just pop right in like it did this morning. I'm not sure what all changes Heather made overnight or like
I had to
yesterday.
put in a password this morning, so
Yeah, for me it went right in.
who knows?
So
All right,
see what
great.
happens.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Lost you.
Yeah.
You're there.
Yeah, it does. I was just looking it up. It does show that there's going to be a password. It's Ignite. All little.
Well, that's for Ignite though. She's talking about
I'm
command.
talking about
Oh, for
command.
command. Okay. Let me go back.
It
Sorry.
was supposed to be compliance on Tuesday, but then they changed it.
Okay, it's command. It's just command with the capital C. It looks like. And the other thing too. Look at the meeting ID, because I know the other day when you just click launch live stream, it was taking you to a different one. I had to go back and copy the meeting ID and go into
Yeah.
that Zoom. and
That's
then-
what Heather supposedly fixed last night though. So
Okay.
hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when you get to it. Worst case scenario is just text Jesse and go, okay, what is it?
Yeah.
But anyway, have a good day, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.